Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for giving me another shot at entertaining you guys today. But if you're new, make sure you subscribe before you even watch this video, because that's how confident I am that you will want to stick around. So click the button. I don't want to have to try too hard to get on here, to look away that I don't actually dress 9 times out of 10, because to be honest with you, most of the time I'm in junky clothes like this. What the fuck? So if you guys want to, you know, change out of your beautiful glamorous clothes and put on something a little bit more comfortable while you hang out with me today, that would be great. I also have my Don't Be a Salty Bitch mug. If you are from my second channel, you may have seen this in videos before, back when I used to have coffee sitting behind me on my rose gold table in that shitty apartment that we all hated. So today's video is just going to be a comfortable, chill video. I thought I would do another video on religion, what it was like to be a Christian and to leave that religion and to not identify as that at all. I thought I would talk about, you know, what that was like for me, that transition, how difficult it was, and what happened in my brain when I started changing the way that I was thinking and started questioning things. The truth about this church and what they did to me there video was doing really well. A lot of you guys were seeing that, and I thought this could be a perfect opportunity to talk a little bit more about leaving religion. For any of you guys that are curious, I was overwhelmed with how many comments were on that video from you guys who had awful experiences with churches. To be honest with you, no shade, no tea, but I really wasn't surprised. I've heard a lot of stories in the past that people have had really bad experiences, and a lot of people who are Christians tend to think that if someone used to be a Christian and isn't anymore, it's just because they had a bad experience with other people. But I thought I would talk a little bit more about the way that I feel and think now versus the way I felt and thought then, and it might give some of you guys an even clearer understanding of why I don't follow that anymore. And for any of you guys who used to be Christian and aren't anymore, this could be something that maybe you relate with. But with all of that being said, guys, I understand talking about religion is a very sensitive subject, and a lot of people who identify as Christian or have another religion that they support and follow, that sometimes these videos, you feel triggered by them, you feel like people are coming at you and they're shaming your religion and shaming your beliefs and shaming you, and you get upset about it and you feel like you need to say something. So I thought I would just add this little disclaimer in here. This is not me coming at you personally whatsoever. If what you believe in and how you carry yourself as a person is in a positive, good way, you do all things with kindness, you try to be the best person that you could be and not making other people feel like crap about themselves, etc., etc. If you are not a bad person, is all I'm trying to say. I don't care what religion you follow. I really don't. So just keep an open mind with everything that you listen to. I know that it is hard as someone who used to be a Christian to hear someone that used to be and now isn't, and hear all the reasons for why that you might have this feeling like, I need to say her, I need to say something that brings her back in because she's backslidden and all of that. And I just want you to know I am so happy and comfortable with myself, and I truly do not need to be saved. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this chill Christian leaves Christianity chat video. I don't know what I'm gonna title it yet, but we'll get into it. So a little backstory is that I was a Christian most of my life, and I was in and out of several different churches, and I live in Arkansas, Oklahoma area, so I'm kind of like in what they call the Bible Belt. There's churches on every corner, and almost every person you meet is a Christian. I had one atheist friend that lived here, literally one, because most people are Christian or have some sort of religion here. It's just the way that it goes. Sometimes when I've talked about religion on my channel, I've had people say like, you don't know anything about it, but they don't realize that literally up until my 20s, and I'm still in my 20s, I was a Christian. I followed that very heavily, and I tried to do what the Bible told me to do, and I tried to follow that more than just following being good. And there were a lot of things in it that were very confusing and would say one thing and not another. A very big one is pinpointing in the Bible what things are bad and will send you to hell. Like, for instance, who is it? What's their name? Paul and Morgan, like how they are so against homosexuality, yet she has tattoos, and the Bible says that you shouldn't have tattoos or you shouldn't pierce your skin and have anything like that on it. And if you guys watched my previous video, I had people that believed that if you got piercings that it put demons into your body. Do you know what I mean? That whole backwards mindset of if you are gay, you're going to hell, but also I can have this tattoo because we're redeemed of that one, but the rest of it you're not redeemed from. Like, it's like people pick and choose what's bad. I feel like this video is really important for me to do before I do any other videos on my church experiences, because I think that when you hear some of the experiences that I've had, that you might tend to think that I left religion because I just met a lot of really bad people that were a part of religion. And know that when I add on to those experiences with other things I've had happen in churches and pastors that I've had and things that have gone on behind closed doors, that a lot of you guys may think that I left because of that. So I just thought I would share with you guys the differences and the way that I think about things now versus how I did. And I just started feeling like not everything was lining up, not everything was making sense. There were a lot of hypocrisies that I was seeing in the Bible specifically, but I just started questioning things, and I started asking questions and looking deeper into stuff, and there were just some things that didn't really make sense to me. So the first thing that has been drastically different from when I was in religion to now, that is such a toxic mindset and so detrimental to not only your health, but the people around you, to walk your life like this and think and feel this way, is constantly being afraid of the people that you love or that you care about going to hell. Like seeing someone do something that is classified as a sin, and then just wanting to know that they made things right with God, so that if something happened to them that day or the next day or at all, that they wouldn't go to hell. Or if I had a friend that wasn't Christian and didn't believe in God, I had this like pressure and feeling like I needed to bring up religion at some point and start talking about the love of Jesus and all of that, because if I didn't do that and they went to hell, it was going to be on my shoulders. It was going to be my fault. It was a burden that I carried around, and a lot of my friends did too. And I know that there's people that I met from church that probably look at what I do now and are so worried I'm gonna just bust hell wide open, and probably pray for me. Do you know what I mean? Spending time out of their lives worried that I'm sinning and something bad's gonna happen to me and I'm worldly and this and that. And I was that way for so long. I was always so scared that if I didn't preach the word of Jesus to the people, that something bad was gonna happen to them. And sometimes I was even worried if I didn't do that, that something bad would happen to me. And that is something that if you weren't raised in religion, you don't know that burden and what that feels like. I tried to talk to my fiance about it because he had an atheist dad and an agnostic mom. So he was not raised up in religion at all and was not, you know, in churches or anything like that, and has no idea what that burden feels like. And all he could do is just sit there and shake his head and just be like, man, because he can't process that that's something that people actually think and feel. Like when someone that's a Christian, not all of them, but when some of them are coming to you and they're, you know, trying to talk to you about God, they're not coming from a place of hatred. They're coming from a place of truly feeling like that's what they need to do, or something bad is going to happen to you. And imagine feeling like the people that you love are going to burn in hell forever. That is such a awful thing to have on your shoulders and to carry around and to feel. And it used to, especially when I had friends that weren't Christian or didn't believe in God, it was so incredibly toxic. And I already have anxiety and I already struggle with mental health, so having that on top of it was so toxic. And now the difference is that I know that no one needs to worry about where they're gonna go when they die if they're just being a good person. I do not know what happens when we die, and you don't either, because you've never died. Knowing is something that is like comfortable, like it's comfortable to feel like you know, but technically none of us really know. We haven't died before. With that being said, I believe that if something does happen when we die, if you are walking your life trying to be a good person, doing the best that you can, I wouldn't worry about what's gonna happen to you. I really, really wouldn't. And my thing has always been, since I've left Christianity and a lot of the things that I believed in it and that were really toxic mindsets for me to have, once I left it, I learned and realized that if I go somewhere awful, if something bad happens to me and I'm burning in a pit of fire for all eternity because I chose not to do this, that, and the other, that is all ritualistic things that don't have anything to do with what kind of a person I am. It's literally just accepting someone into my heart that I can't even see, getting baptized, and this, that, and the other. That if not doing those things and not believing that way, but being a good person still sends me to a lake of fire, then I accept that fate. And I know that for people that believe in God and stuff, that can be really, really difficult to process and to understand and to accept hearing someone say that, because I know some people truly believe that is what will happen to you. And so you could probably look at me and pity me and be like, oh my God, like you're not gonna think that way once you're there, blah, blah, blah. But I'll deal with that when that comes. But I am just going to spend my life paying attention to the fact that I'm walking with love and I'm trying to make the best decisions that I can to be the best person that I can be and love others and do good to others and do good to myself and be healthy. And I'm just gonna try and do all of those things, and we'll deal with what happens after, but I am not gonna live my life through fear anymore. I walked my life, most of my life, being so terrified of everything. Not even just if people were gonna go to hell if I didn't bring them to Jesus and help save them, not only carrying that burden, but feeling like normal thoughts and feelings that I had that everyone has was going to send me there. Like having sexual thoughts when I wasn't married. I'm still not married. You know what I mean? Technically, I'm going to hell because I'm having sex all the time before marriage. I've had sex with multiple people. I have masturbated. I have sex toys. I wear lingerie. Like, I am doing all of these things that religion says is a sin. So technically, I'm going to hell just for that. Like, even if I, was a Christian and accepted Jesus into my heart, if I go have sex right after, I'm still going to hell. I'm doing something wrong in the eyes of that religion. That was something that used to eat me up. It almost made me get married when I was a teenager because I was so scared that if I didn't get married and tie the knot with this guy that I was having sex with, that something absolutely terrible was going to happen to me and him if we didn't. Being scared I was going to go to hell and he was going to go to hell. And another thing, being concerned with little things like cuss words, like the word fuck, shit. Words like that, saying those things, I'm doing something wrong and I'm gonna go to hell for that. Those are bad words. And now I'm like, it's literally a vibration. It is a sound effect. It's something that you are using your tongue and your vocal cords to create a sound. If that sends you to hell, we're all going there, and don't act like you're not. Now the difference is that I just view language as a respect thing. Like, I'm not worried when I say fuck, I'm gonna go to hell, but I'm not gonna go, walk around a little old Baptist granny and be saying fuck, shit, cunt, bitch, because like I know that that's gonna offend her and I don't wanna do that. Now, I'm not saying I'm not gonna cuss in front of people and that I don't cuss in front of people. I 100% absolutely do, but I'm not gonna like walk into my grandma's house and like just start like cussing up a storm because I view it as like a respect thing. Another one is this idea in this religion that men are superior, that men are above women. And if you have ever read the Bible, like the instances of that is insane. It is full of sexism. Men are the most powerful ones. The husband is supposed to be the provider. He is supposed to be the one in charge. You have to run your opinions and thoughts by him, this, that, and the other. And if your husband isn't in agreement with something that you want to do, like you can't do that thing. Or the way that you dress, you need to dress a certain way so that men aren't tempted, so that you're not causing other men to sin because you're showing cleavage. Like shit like that, like putting a burden on a woman to need to say certain things a certain way, be modest, do things this way and that way and the other, otherwise you're causing someone else to sin and go to hell. Like if you can see your cleavage in your shirt, you're causing another man to sin and he has to go repent because you wore that. Like that is something that is just not my problem. And the fact that I ever lived my life ever feeling like I was doing something wrong by dressing the way that I dressed because of how it was making other people feel. I have friends in my life that would literally walk up to me and pull my tops up like that to cover my boobs. Like there's something wrong with them. Like they need to be covered. I'm doing something wrong to others because I'm dressing this way. And it's just something that's just, it's so incredibly toxic. It confines women and makes them feel like they're less than. It's not right. Like you shouldn't have to change the way that you dress so that other people don't sin. A point that I think I'm gonna make in this video that always like really bothered me was religions that were very similar to Christianity, hearing that they were in the wrong and they were going to hell. Like they're all going to hell because their views are a little bit different than yours. Do you know what I mean? Because once you start studying religion instead of just looking at your own religion, once you start looking at all of them, they're all very similar. And you can get mad at someone for saying that or not, but they're all similar. There's always a man in charge, women are always confined, there's always sexual repression because that's apparently like the biggest thing that everyone cares about, even though everyone has sexual thoughts, feelings, and opinions. It's crazy that everything is so similar, yet everyone else is going to hell but you. Or what about in other countries where they've never heard of Jesus? They've never even had the opportunity to be saved. I always heard the excuse or reason that Jesus always shows himself to you. It doesn't matter if you're in a country where they don't know Jesus, he will show himself to them and give them the opportunity to know them. And it's like, I don't worry about those things anymore. I don't sit there and worry about, does this person in this religion believe the correct thing or not? Are they gonna go to the right place or not? I don't worry about that anymore because it's not my business. It's not your business, whether you think it is or not. It's not our business to go round people up into this army, to round up more people into this army because we're all scared of what's gonna happen when we die? Because we're all concerned with what happens when this is over? Like, focus on being a good person, living your life with love, making the best decisions, really trying to be a better you, loving others, doing good to our planet. Like a lot of these people that have this belief literally litter the fuck out of this planet and are hurting like future generations. People need to focus on caring for what is in front of you and making that better and loving the people that are in front of you. Instead of praying for people, physically do something to help them. Focusing on what's gonna happen after you die and only that, and never worrying about what's right in front of your face and not being judgmental and just being a good person sets people back. And that's something that I can say from personal experience. It really did set me back. I don't think everyone who identifies as Christian thinks and feels that way. I don't. I know there are more casual Christians who, you know, believe in God, believe in heaven and hell and that and the other, but they're not someone that's like going out trying to like fucking save everyone and judging everything that everybody is doing. You just casually identify as that. And I totally respect it, but I was around and witnessed a lot of very intense religion. And I am totally open to do more videos on that if you guys would like to. I know that it can be a very offensive subject. 10 years ago, if I watched this video and someone else did it, I would probably be offended myself. That religion is full of people getting offended and judging everything that everyone says. And I think it's really sad because I know that there's a lot of people out there that feel like I have backslidden and I'm going to hell and all that stuff, when my mind is so clear. It is so clear on who I am as a person, how I think and feel, when before it wasn't. I had to throw away a Marilyn Manson CD when I was like 17 or 18 years old because one of my friends wasn't going to be allowed to come over to my house anymore if I had a Marilyn Manson CD. So I had to throw it away, and actually I think I ended up not throwing it away, but they told me, her parents said I had to throw it away in order for her to come over again. So it's like she couldn't have like someone in her life that was a friend that cared about her and loved her and wanted to spend time with her. Completely innocent, good friend times, because she had a Marilyn Manson CD in her house. Like, that is so toxic. That's not normal. That is not a normal way of thinking and feeling and breathing. And you know, I am so happy that I am not walking through my life with that fear anymore. It did nothing good or positive for me at all. It was toxic. I am so much happier than I've ever been in my life when it comes to the way I feel on the inside about who I am as a person. So if you guys would like to see more videos on religion, I can do another video on that. There was a pastor at a church that I went to. I have a story time about that, something that's going to require a trigger warning, that I can assure you. So if you guys would like to see that video, you can just let me know down in the comments. Just be like, Kyla, I want to see that other church pastor video thingy mabob or whatever, and I will make sure to film that for you guys as soon as possible, because on this channel, The Truth About This Church was the most popular video so far. I thought I would do this one for you guys. I thought maybe you would like it. If you didn't want it and you just so happened to click on that video and hate it, well, you got this anyway. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, and what I would like you to leave down below is leave some fire emojis, because I'm apparently gonna bust hell wide open. At least fire is pretty. Oh! If you guys are interested in helping support a small business, I have an Etsy shop where I make beautiful floral necklaces. There are some that are still available in my shop right now, and it would mean the world to me if you guys would go over there and make a little purchase. I also got brand new business cards that my fiance Mark designed for me that I will be shipping with your order, so make sure you guys go check out my shop. And I think that's all I have to say. Love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.